so this is our full-time renovations program, our project for this year. And so over 5 months, this group is going to transform what is a 100-year-old concrete block garage that was added to the house just a few years after it was built, and has been a mechanic shop, a garage, a workshop over the years. But Peterborough just changed its bylaws to allow secondary dwellings on the same property. And so
like
this is,
so
this is one of the first, that law just came into effect this year, so this is one of the first projects in town that's starting to try to densify our downtown by allowing this kind of thing to happen.
Nice.
So yeah, so the owner really wanted to achieve some really high goals in terms of sustainability, and so she contacted us, and we're going to transform this little garage into a great sort of one-bedroom apartment.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
And so right now we really just got the renovation underway, so there's not too much.
That's right, yeah, we're literally just starting.
You could probably point to us where things are going.
We can sort of explain what we're going to do and sort of how we're going to transform the place. Yeah. The plan is we're actually going to leave the concrete block as the facade on the outside, so all the insulating work that we're going to do is all going to happen to the interior. We're getting set to do a little bit of insulation and drainage work around the footings. It didn't actually have a full 4-foot frost wall. It was basically just built at grade, so we're just digging out, and we'll put a frost skirt around the outside. And
so you said that all the insulation is going to the inside?
To the inside, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so there will be a new sort of entry door here on the front face, and some new window arrangements where the bathroom is going to be inside. And but in the end, the exterior is going to look very much how it does now. Okay.
And are you trying to hit a certain energy standard, or?
Yeah, we're looking to be sort of 75% better than what current code would be if this was being built new now. So.
Okay. So you're starting to get close to passive house.
Yeah, pretty close.
Zero,
yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah. I mean, with the limitations being, there's sort of an existing roof structure and parapet, and we can't really build up too much roof insulation or down into the space, so that's one of the limiting factors that'll sort of keep it from being at that passive house level. But otherwise, we're going to make it very airtight and add as much insulation as we practically can without sort of really changing the geometry of the building.
Are you doing anything with the slab inside?
The slab is actually going to come out because it's just right on the ground, so we're going to take that out. We're going to use the pour-over insulation I was showing you, the expanded glass, as an insulation, and then the finished floor is actually going to be an earthen floor, so a clay floor treated with linseed oil as the final finish. Yeah.
You got to send us pictures once you have
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your insulation up the inside.
Yeah. So it'll be a mix of things, and our buildings are often that. They're often more than one approach, so the class gets to see a range of different options.
Okay.
So this building will incorporate some of the cork insulation. We're going to use a version of that pour-over mix as a insulative plaster on the back side of the block, so that our primary air barrier will actually be a sort of wet applied version of that pour-over. And
that's going to be my next question. What's
yeah.
going to be your...
And then hempcrete on some walls and dense packed cellulose on other ones.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So how big is the footprint right now?
It's 700 square feet.
Okay.
Yeah. And so there'll be a front entrance with a porch and a little green roof overhang here on the approach, and a new door there. And then coming around here, we'll sort of keep these existing window openings. Where this door is now, that'll get framed in rather than blocks, and that will be like a framed opening with a different sort of finish on it, and we'll probably match that where the new entrance is going on the front. So,
okay.
And one of the interesting things that we do with the program is, obviously we get a building permit, so a lot of things have been decided, but we also make a lot of choices like exterior finishes, interior finishes with the class, and in conjunction with the client. So they actually get to see what do these conversations look like when you start to offer options, and you're working with the client's goals and your goals, and and just how many options there can be, and how do you sort of whittle it down to the right one. So there are lots of sort of blanks that get filled in as the course goes, and so the students, that's part of their experience here too. How many decisions,
how many people are involved, how many phone calls need to be
and how many ways you can do something. If you just say, oh, we'll finish that with wood, well, even that, narrowing it down to that, is it vertical, horizontal, pre-stained, lapped, jointed, there's so many ways to go about things. So.
Yeah, it's a puzzle, but without really a picture.
That's right, yeah. First you have to paint the picture, and then, figure out the puzzle pieces.
So who does the design in this case? Like
so we do it in-house, and we work really closely with our clients to sort of figure out what they want. And as I explained earlier, we start with them. Before we even really talk options, we talk what are their goals. So for this client, good indoor air quality was a really high goal. Energy efficiency was. Having like a bright and open space was one of her goals. But sometimes we do things like composting toilets and rainwater catchment and grey water, and that sort of wasn't on her list of interests. So, but really focusing on
work with the clients.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and that's really valuable for the class too, to kind of see that sustainable building or green building, whatever you want to call it, it's not a thing. It's not an approach that you just keep applying over and over. It's sort of figuring out, like, why are you doing this project? What does the client want out of the project? And then finding the right way to do that, rather than being stuck on, like, this is what I'll do and I always do it. And
that's exactly the approach we take too. Forward conscious.
That's right. Yeah.
Just being aware, right? So it's up to you to make the decision. Like you as the client, right? The homeowner. It's up to them. Today we work for them. So.
Yeah. I mean, one of the interesting discussions we're having right now is, how do we insulate this footing? Styrofoam isn't an option for us because it just doesn't meet any of our criteria. So, what do we use as a below grade insulation that'll keep the frost out? So we're looking at that pour-over mix. We're looking at a Roxol product, and also used carpet, which works exceptionally well below ground.
I'm surprised this hasn't moved as much.
I know, it's incredibly stable. Yeah. I mean, there's really just like a handful of cracks in the block wall it's been here 100 years, so it's
wild.
Yeah, it hasn't moved
funny.
much.
Yesterday we did a tour, and there's actually it was sitting on clay. These big posts, 4x4 by like 2-inch pads, have heaved up. Right. And they're like this far out of the ground. Yeah. It's wild. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the ground here is just rocky and well draining and pretty solid, so it just it's done really well. Yeah. Yeah. So the overall layout is a bathroom in the far corner there, a kitchen in this corner, and an entryway and a hallway between the two, and then really the rest of the space is going to be one open space. So it'll be one bedroom, but she didn't want any sort of bedroom walls, so it'll be sort of like
so it might be like a fold up
a screen, or maybe just nothing. Yeah. Right. So yeah, she was very interested in sort of as much open space as possible.
So are the stairs to the basement and door to the house
that's all getting closed off. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that sort of takes care of a bunch of fire rating issues and things like that. So they'll be sort of permanently sealed. And we'll redo this post in the middle because it's not sitting on a real footing. We're going to redo the beam. That's why we're sort of starting to brace the roof up now. Take out the concrete floor and redo it with a vapor barrier, the pour-over insulation, and an earth floor. And then that'll sort of give us a barrier that will wrap up onto the walls and then continue that barrier up onto the ceiling. And then, be framing walls to the inside of these concrete block walls and insulating them in a variety of different ways.
So, thanks again.
Yeah,
really appreciate it. I think what you're doing here is absolutely amazing.
Cool.
Keep it up, and let's keep in touch. And
yeah.
I'll be calling you for questions before I build the next
house.
Right.
Hi, I'm Genevieve Nealon. I work for Riversalong Design, which is an Ottawa Valley-based design firm, and I'm looking to get some more hands-on experience. So I came here to Peterborough to check out the Endeavour Centre, which I knew of Chris Magwood through having worked in design for the last decade, but I also found it just kind of Googling sustainable design courses, and it sounded like a really exciting option. And this year they're offering a renovation for the first time as their project, and I'm really interested in doing retrofits of existing buildings, so that's a really exciting opportunity.
So your background in design, what type of work have you been working on the last decade?
A mixed bag. It depends on what clients come to us interested in. So we do a lot of sort of energy efficient designs, but not very much in the natural building world. So yesterday I got to work with straw clay for the first time, which is really exciting. And a lot of our specialization is timber frame. We definitely do a lot of other things, renovations, new builds, but we get lots of really exciting timber frame clients as well. And yeah, a lot of conventional, but a lot also whatever clients are open to, and we definitely want to get that sustainable aspect in there, so that's part of what I'm learning here.
Is there a lot of interest in the sustainable side back in Ottawa, timber frame homes or stuff?
There's certainly a lot of interest in energy efficiency, and I'm learning a lot here about energy efficiency in terms of material selection, which is not something that clients are as aware of yet, so I'll definitely have to do some sort of pushing that a bit more, talking that up a lot, because there's no point in insulating your house to a greater R value just without considering the amount of energy that went into making all that insulation. You could be doing something worse than when you intend to do something better.
Yeah. And what originally attracted you to one, construction, design, and two, now the sustainable side of things, material and energy efficiency?
Yeah, I started drawing pictures as a kid. My dad is a designer, so he is the chief designer at Riversalong Design. And so I definitely just sort of followed in his footsteps, looked for a job after high school, and he hired me. And I've been working for him ever since. I took some courses in university, on the state that our planet is in right now. Obviously, climate change is a major issue, and I want to do something for the world. And I have this great privilege of being in a profession where we're currently actually having a really negative impact, so there's a lot of room for improvement, and we could be doing a lot of much better things.
And how do you feel about getting your hands dirty doing this as opposed to drawing the pictures?
I'm pretty excited to be away from the computer, actually. Yeah. I would very much like to be getting my hands dirty every single day. This is great.
My name is Justin Shouty, and I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And traveled here to Peterborough, Ontario. Just looking for people doing approaching renovations in a different way, and trying to do something a little bit more towards the sustainable end of things, and being conscious about what's going in a home and what we're doing with the stuff that we're taking out, instead of just throwing it in a dumpster and saying see you later. So yeah, I guess that's what brought me here, and have been doing kind of renovations, remodels in Minneapolis for the past few years. And had come across a book by Chris Magwood, and then found out this guy has a school. And so yeah, that's how I ended up here.
What are you hoping to get out of the program? You mentioned learning about some of the materials and stuff, but you were talking about Passive House before. So do you have specific goals on what you're hoping to get from the program? Yeah,
I'm still trying to figure out exactly where I want to go, and coming in and trying to be open to kind of where things might go. But yeah, definitely I'm interested in working with existing homes and trying to find a way to basically remodel using materials that are good for me, good for homeowners, and but yeah, specifically interested in trying to find a house out in the country, and basically just bring an old farmhouse back to life, start there, try to get a place for cheap, and maybe build interested in the idea of building a passive, passive greenhouse. Seeing if I can't find a way to kind of explore reducing the use of fossil fuel during winter, so kind of to supplementally heat the home with a greenhouse, and yeah, just give some love to an old home. So.
Is there a lot of demand for this back
home? I think there's going to be. I don't know that there is right yet, but yeah, I mean, I guess the hope is, build it and somebody will come. If nothing else, build it for myself, start there. I know it's something that I want, and I actually have my sister, so her and her guy, they have an old farmhouse, so I'm going to start there with them. So I do have like this fortunate opportunity of having people who know me and trust me, and will probably, be willing to work with me to degrees that as a first time, like me taking on a project for myself after this course, is something that is, it's a pretty unique experience. So this will be in a little town in Wisconsin. So yeah, start there.
Have you been working for yourself or working for somebody else?
I've been doing both. I was doing a lot of tile work just for myself, so nothing fancy, but yeah, that's kind of mostly what I've been doing, is a lot of tiling for myself. Yep.
So you can find out more about the Endeavour Centre at endeavourcentre.org. That's got a list of all our courses and workshops and our schedule for the year.